The question of the day is, why are all these free agents turning down the Lakers? Why do all of these free agents don't want to come to the Lakers? What's the deal? Okay, first of all, let's just play pretend. Let's say that we're a free agent and we have to make a decision on the team that we want to go to. We're A+ free agent and we're looking for a team to go to. Let's start from the top. Let's start for the very top. Ownership. Okay? Jerry Buss is dead. So he's pretty much left his kids in charge, and they're still trying to figure out how things work as an owner. You know, and LA, we're pretty impatient. We're not really a patient town. We want to see results right now. We want to see them happen right now. We're not a town that's very patient. We're not Oklahoma City, or we're not into moral victories. We want to see championships, championship banners, championship rings. So you have the situation with Jeanie and Jim Buss. They're not really getting along they're not really on the same playing field. They're not really getting along, at least publicly, because she's recently went out and said that basically Jim Buss she runs the business side and she owes it to her shareholders that they have the best product out. They put forth the best situation for the fans to promote, to keep the brand valuable. So you have that issue. You also have let's just for instance say Jeanie Buss, I think as far as back as a year, going on a radio tour, and I remember Colin Cowherd pressing her. He's saying, you know what, why did you give Kobe Bryant that contract? And she was defending Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I was the one who gave him that contract, but she don't get none of the blame. She don't get none of the blame. So she said, I was the one who gave him that contract, right? And after not too soon after that, maybe an hour later, she goes on ESPN Sports Center. She has an interview, and she says, "Oh, Kobe Bryant, if free agents don't want to play with Kobe Bryant, they're a loser," which was a bad idea to me, because imagine you're the A+ free agent. You're like, okay, maybe I wanted to go to the Lakers. Yeah, you know, their father passed away. Maybe I wanted to go there, but everything is leaking out that the brother and sister don't get along. Kobe's having issues as far as injuries. He hasn't had a healthy season. He's had 3 surgeries. We all know about him within the last 3 seasons. Yeah, so that's that. And then you have management. Then you have Mitch Kupchak, right? Mitch Kupchak is a general manager. He's done the best he could do, as far as he tried to go after Carmelo Anthony. He tried to go after all of these free agents. They just don't want to come to the Lakers. And if you look back at Laker history, we really never captured those free agents. We never had. I think Shaq was a sign and trade. So I'm not sure on that. I had to double check. You guys could tell me. But Shaq, I think got Shaq through a trade. And we drafted Kobe. That just so happened. It was just an anomaly. It was just that rarely ever happens, that you just draft players like that. I mean, it happens once in a lifetime with Kobe and Shaq, Jordan and Pippen. Those are just very rare that you can have 2 people come in at the same time and just be dominant like that. So that's the situation with that. So I don't think we really always had the free agents. And when we did have the free agents come, we had the top coach. We had Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson's like Dr. Dre, you know, as far as how Dr. Dre is with music. Everybody wants to work with Dr. Dre because Dr. Dre, he has the clout. He has the name that everybody really wants to work with. So you have a bunch of people. I mean, you have a bunch of free agents now. They're looking for the best. They're looking for the best coach, and I don't think that we have a decent coach, but our coaching situation has been very volatile. Very volatile. Like you've had Mike Brown, Mike D'Antoni. A lot of fans feel disrespected that they did not hire Phil Jackson. And Mitch Kupchak, I say Mitch Kupchak has a responsibility because when Jerry West was a general manager, that's when we had a lot of things popping. Almost every championship somewhat comes through Jerry West. Like he was the one that he was the one that coddled Pat Riley when the Lakers was winning championships. It was Jerry West that was helping Pat Riley become the coach that he was. So he was behind the Pat Riley. He's been behind the Warriors right now. How the Warriors got a championship. He's been behind how the I guess you could say the Heat because, like I said, he brought up Pat Riley. This guy's like connected to this guy's connected to a lot of championships. He has a lot to do. You know how we got Pau Gasol. He was working for Memphis then. It was almost like he did us a favor. He did us a solid favor. We gave them Marc Gasol. We gave them the trade rights to Marc Gasol. But we ended up getting Pau Gasol. You know, but Jerry West looked out for us. But Jerry West has left. Jerry West has a son that's working for the Lakers. His name is Ryan West. He's a pretty smart kid. He's the one who drafted Jordan Clarkson. He's a guy that does a lot of the developing and he has an eye for talent. He gets that from his father. So if he's a part of drafting, he's done a great job, Ryan West. But Jerry West is a part of a lot of championships. This guy is just a winner. I mean, at least afterwards, after his career. So, what I'm saying, Mitch Kupchak isn't even in the same league as Jerry West as far as the general manager, and he's made a lot of questionable things as far as like when you bring forth a pitch, are you bringing forth the best pitch? Are you using what are you saying to these? What is the best thing that you can say that can get these free agents to come to the Lakers? All right, so that's the management and the ownership. I explain about the coaching. If you're an A+ agent, if you're an A+ free agent, you want to go to a situation where the coaching is going to be good. You want to go to the situation where the ownership is going to be good. Right now, the Lakers is. We know, Laker fans. We know that our ownership, the Lakers ownership, it needs work. At least if Jim and Jeannie can't get along, my thing is they need to sell the team. Or she needs to fire Jim Buss and she needs to put somebody in there. She needs to start with a clean slate. I mean, get a brand new general manager and a brand new basketball operations guy. You just got to start clean. You got to wipe off everything. If y'all can't get along, it's your job to make this situation happen. But year one already passed. We got 2 more years to go. Last year was considered the first year for Jim Buss. We got 2 more years to Jim Buss. So they missed out on the free agents. All right. Let's also talk about the players. All right. So when you come to a team and you're A+ free agent, you want to go to a team that's somewhat has superstar. If you just look at the Lakers on paper, we're not talking about championships versus. We're not talking about the Clippers. We already know we got more rings than the Clippers. We're not really the best team on paper in Los Angeles. On paper, it's the Clippers. That's the best team in Los Angeles. The Clippers. On paper. Now, for me, franchise-wise, I'm a Laker till I die. But I'm saying, on paper, the Clippers or have a better roster. They have Chris Paul. They have Blake Griffin. They had DeAndre Jordan. But let's just say next year, if you had a choice between picking the Lakers or the Clippers, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to LA. Yeah, you're a bigger, even though you're in the same, even though you go to the Clippers, even if you go to the Lakers, you're in a bigger market significantly, because they say that the ratings for the Clippers and the Lakers is night and day. It's night and day. All right, people will watch a bad Lakers team over a good Clippers team. So you got Chris Paul, you got Blake Griffin. You have a nucleus. You got something that you could build upon when you with the Clippers, right? And they have a solid coach. You know, Doc Rivers is a solid coach. He's known for pushing players. He's known for pushing players. He's not no player. He's not a player's coach. He's not going to coddle you. He's going to push you. A lot of players take issue with that. He's not like, if he was a coach to coach the Lakers, he wouldn't be Byron Scott. He would be like pushing Kobe, getting on Kobe's nerves, and he's not a player's coach. So you want somebody that's going to make you a better player. You want somebody that's going to kind of push you, make you the best version of yourself. So that way, y'all may not get along, but at least in the end, you're gonna have you can celebrate a championship together. I heard him and Rondo had issues. So okay, so I was talking about Doc Rivers and how he pushes his players to be the best players that they could possibly be. So if you're a free agent and you're looking for a place to go to join, to, you know, get the best out of your talent, you're going to be looking for a fit. You're going to be looking for the best team that fits you. So I really don't think that people hate Kobe as bad as they say. I think there was an ESPN article put out by I forgot what the guy's name was. He was a no-name, but he put out this article and it blew up on ESPN, how nobody wants to play with Kobe. I think that it's somewhat true, but not all the way true. I think that Kobe gets along with a lot of players. A lot of players like Kobe. They like playing against Kobe. They tend to play their best around Kobe because they know that Kobe's a top 10 of all time. So, but I think playing with him, he does have a reputation. Like Pau Gasol, say for instance, you're a free agent, and you want to go to the Lakers, and you get to the Lakers. And you see Kobe chucking up 40, 50 shots. If you're a point guard, he's not going to relent and let you take over. He's the type of person that respects you if you go at him. And some people don't have those type of personalities where they're aggressive and they're just going to go after you like that. A lot of people sometimes, a lot of these top agents, they're part of a new generation. They're not part of the generation that Kobe was from. See, Kobe was from the generation where you wasn't going to party with your homeboys. You wasn't going to the club with members of the opposite team. You just wasn't doing that. Kobe's from another period of time. He even Kobe said it. I'm not around this era where you just be hugging and kissing the people that you go up against. So generationally, he's part of a different generation. So he doesn't understand this new generation of how everybody kind of, you know, after a loss, y'all go to the club and hang out. He doesn't understand that. So Kobe, a lot of times, you hear stories about him playing with other players. He's chucking up 40 to 50 shots. You know, I mean, Kobe's at the tail end of his career. This is his last season, I think. And do you want to be playing with Kobe if you're a point guard and he doesn't want to relent? You have to be an alpha male. You got to go at him and fight him, and, you know, pretty much get the ball. He's a very smart guy, but he comes from a thing where conflict. Like him and Shaq, they hated each other, but they played excellent together. They probably would have got at least 2 more championships if they just continued playing with each other, even though they hated each other. But Kobe comes under that. He says Derek Fisher was a type of player that was the only player that was like, no, I'm not going to pass you the ball. You know, Derek Fisher was the only guy. But Steve Nash comes to the team and he complains that Kobe doesn't want to relent. Because he came to the Lakers like, okay, maybe this will work out. But Kobe wouldn't relent. Kobe wouldn't just let Nash do what Nash wanted to do. You know, he would on occasion, but Kobe respects when you go at him tough. And a lot of the new generation, they don't understand that. So them coming to the Lakers, they're thinking like D'Angelo Russell, that's a conflict I think that he may have with Kobe. But that's another video. But you're a free agent, and you come to the Lakers, Kobe's chucking up 40, 50 shots, and your stats are dropping, and you're like, man, what the hell? I didn't come to the Lakers to, you know, average, you know, my averages go down and stuff. These players say they don't care about stats, they care about the team. No, they don't. They care about their stats because they want to make the all-star teams. That stuff means a lot to the new generation. The all-star game, being a part of the all-star team. So let's just say you come to the Lakers, you know that 9 times out of 10, Kobe's not going to, I mean, Kobe might lose it. It might be Kobe on the last shot to break the shot, but they'll be looking at your stats. You know, your stats is dropping, and they're looking at your stats like, well, how come you didn't get this many rebounds? I mean, unless you Dennis Rodman, there's no way in hell that you could possibly get that many. You could pick up as many rebounds as Kobe as bricks. You know, it's just too many bricks. So now you had a Kobe dynamic. So that's why a lot of people don't want to come to the Lakers. So another thing is a money situation. You know, as I said, Kobe takes up 25% of the cap. So say you want to do what the Heat did and you want to take 30, I mean, you want to get like 2 guys and y'all want to team up and y'all want to make a big 3. In order for you to do that, it's pretty much you got to figure out a way you're going to get a couple free agents. So how you going to get a free agent and take a pay cut when Kobe's making $24 million a year? You know, and the maximum player is making 17, 18 mil. See, it's hard for you to get free agents to come because they will all have to take a pay cut. So, I mean, I don't think nobody really wants to take a pay cut. So, that's the situation with that. Nobody wants to come to the Lakers because the Kobe situation isn't quite figured out. They need to know if Kobe is going to come off the books. And Mitch Kupchak won't say. Because if Kobe has a good season, a decent season, he's going to probably want to come back. But I doubt it. I think that this is Kobe's last season. Because he says, oh, I want to kind of go out in a mystery. I don't want to go out where, you know, everybody's giving me, you know how Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went out where he going everywhere and it's like a world tour, you know, all these different teams and franchises are giving you gifts for bringing, for you selling out their arenas. So you're a free agent, you're looking at that. You're like, I need to see that this Kobe situation is figured out before I even go there. Because I don't want to be, it might not mesh well with my game. I might do better by going to Cleveland with LeBron because LeBron is in his prime. Whereas Kobe's at the end of his career. And the Lakers are they're going more towards a rebuilding situation. Right? So you want to go to somewhere where you're gonna be with somebody that's in their prime. And LeBron is in his prime. He's doing it right now. A lot of people want to go to Cleveland. Some people make the argument about taxes. I really don't think it's taxes because there's plenty of ways to make ancillary income in Los Angeles. There's plenty of ways you can get endorsements and there's plenty of things. You can get that anywhere. But in LA, if you're just an all-star talent, you can get, you know, you can get I remember Paul Gasol was on CSI. You think Paul Gasol makes it on CSI or whatever show he was on, playing a role? You think he gets that if he's not in LA? I mean, if he's in Memphis? Now Kobe, now I'm not disrespecting Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol's a good player, but I highly doubt that if he's in Memphis, he gets that role. You know what I mean? So you're starting to see a lot of people complain that LA's not the place that it once used to be because you can get endorsements anywhere. Now, while that's true, it's only so many people that have that type of talent. Like LeBron James is so talented, it doesn't matter where he's at. He's just that talented. He's the top 5 player of all time. One of the top 5, I think. So, come on, when you got that type of talent, he was in Akron, Ohio. They were showing his high school games. There was nobody that had that much hype since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, ridiculous. If you have enough talent, people will come to you. So that's just a life rule. All right, and so these are some of the reasons why a lot of free agents aren't coming to LA, because it's a lot of kinks and it's a lot of things that they don't have worked out. There's no clarity, there's no transparency as far as what direction the franchise is going, and Mitch Kupchak can't elucidate a better picture for these free agents on why he can't compel them to come to the Lakers, because he doesn't know how when they still have some things that they haven't figured out yet. So we're still in a process. So I think that's the reason why a lot of free agents don't want to come to LA. Will they eventually come to LA? I think so. I think that D'Angelo Russell, it's up to D'Angelo Russell, Randall, and Clarkson to play the best, try to develop as fast as they can to become the best basketball players that they can be, so that they can attract the next generation of free agent athletes. Like, I don't think we're going to get Kevin Durant. I don't think we might get Russell Westbrook. We might get Harden. I doubt it. We have to see. But I think they're going to attract that next generation of talent. Like, if you're, let's see. I don't know. Let's just see. But I mean, I'm talking about the Andrew Wiggins, the John Walls, the Kyrie Irvings. The people of that generation may be more inclined to come to the Lakers, depending on how D'Angelo Russell, how this nucleus works out. But we have to wait and see. Like I said, I think so far we with the moves that we made, this is okay. We're getting crushed by the sports media, but like I said, I think so far so good. We have to wait and see how it pans out. But these are a few of the reasons why some of the free agents don't want to come to LA. It's probably many more reasons than that, but I think those are the main reasons why a lot of people don't want to come to the Lakers. And remember, a lot of free agents didn't come to the Lakers. We got a lot of free agents through trades. Pau Gasol was through the trade. Shaq was through the trade. Kobe was by the draft. Bynum, the little couple rings that we got with him when he was good, that was through the draft. Very rarely will you find somebody with a great free agent that wants to come to the Lakers, but you have to have the skills to be able to woo the free agents. So that's my take on it, and I'm Eddie Starr. I'm not an expert, nor do I claim to be. I'm just a regular guy picking up your garbage. Like, comment, subscribe. All right, I'm Eddie Starr. Peace.